How to know if your partner, lover, crush, or friend is using dark psychology on you. In today's video, we will share all the dark psychology tactics so that you can avoid being affected by them in the future. We will discuss 8 dark psychology tricks. Let us know how many of these tricks you have faced. Let's start with number 1. Ghosting. This is a very powerful tactic with many uses, such as increasing one's value, putting others down, or ending a short-term relationship. In this trick, a person shows a lot of interest initially, gives you value and excessive attention, and then ghosts you. That is, stops receiving calls, leaves messages unseen, and maintains no contact for a while. By doing this, they create value for their presence. You miss them and start thinking about them, creating competition and comparison. Under the guise of competition, the manipulator gets the victim to do things they normally wouldn't. The manipulator shows themselves as superior and repeatedly compares the victim to a third person, making them feel jealous by talking about that person and giving them more attention. This creates a conflict, and the manipulator can easily control the victim's mind through competition and comparison. Third is guilt tripping. This is a favorite technique of manipulators, often used in close relationships like with close friends, partners, or family. The manipulator makes the victim feel guilty to get their way, saying things like, "I have done so much for you, can't you do this for me?" This is a form of emotional abuse where the manipulator keeps reminding the victim of past mistakes, irrelevant to the present situation, to keep them feeling guilty and under control. Number 4. Love bombing. This tactic initiates manipulation at the start of a relationship. In the initial meetings and conversations, the manipulator gives the victim a lot of compliments, attention, and affection. They shower the victim with excessive compliments, gifts, and sugar-coated words to make them trust that they are highly valued in the manipulator's life. The manipulator never misses a chance to show themselves as a good person, displaying their emotional side and always showing their positive side. They even discuss future plans with the victim. The victim feels they have become an important part of the manipulator's life, but they don't realize this positivity is fake. The more emotionally attached the victim becomes, the more they can be controlled, and the manipulator gains power over them. After giving so much love, affection, and attention, the manipulator suddenly withdraws all of it, completely changing their personality, making the victim crave their attention and love. The manipulator then uses this control to fulfill their demands. Fifth is isolation. The manipulator uses love bombing to make the victim dependent on them, then convinces the victim that their loved ones don't care about them, and it's best for them to stay away from friends, family, and close ones. You might have seen young people deciding to run away from home, going against their parents who raised them, and planning to elope with someone else. The manipulator creates fake scenarios to distance the victim from everyone else, increasing their dependency on the manipulator. When the manipulator is not present, the victim has no one else for support, and the manipulator takes full advantage of this. Sixth is the silent treatment. This is mostly seen in relationships, but it can also happen in the workplace or friend circles. The manipulator starts ignoring the victim's presence, ignoring their talks, avoiding eye contact, even if they share the same room or group. This works similarly to ghosting. Seventh is gaslighting. This is one of the most used dark tactics. Manipulators use it to gain complete control over the victim's mind. It can reach a stage where the victim loses their sanity and forgets to use their own mind, becoming mentally unstable. The manipulator sets a false narrative around the victim, constantly proving their perception wrong. This is a long-term process where the manipulator uses this technique to make the victim doubt themselves and become dependent on the manipulator and others, questioning their own existence. This term came from the 1938 play Gaslight, which helps understand this tactic in simple words. The story might remind you of something you've seen in a movie or show. Husband Jack convinces his wife Bella that she is going crazy, and Bella slowly starts believing it because Jack performs misleading actions that disturb Bella, like objects disappearing or the gaslight dimming and brightening on its own, making her think she's losing her mind, while all along, it was Jack's manipulation. Eighth is playing on insecurities. The manipulator spends a lot of time with the victim, identifying their weaknesses, insecurities, and soft points. They exploit the victim's fears and anxieties, making them feel insecure and uncertain. When the victim is underconfident and insecure, they easily fall into the manipulator's trap. For instance, If you confide in a friend that you fear public speaking and later muster the courage to speak publicly, the manipulator will not let your fear go away. They won't say anything positive. Instead, they will tell you that you cannot speak at all. You look very nervous, and you can't speak properly in public. This way, manipulators use the victim's insecurities to increase their power. Many of these tricks you might have seen or experienced in your life. Share your experiences in the comment section. Like the video and share it with your friends so they can also avoid these traps. Subscribe for more.